There you're looking at me. I wish it wasn't in my nature, but I got needs. I wish I liked another flavor, but when you're cool, you know I can't resist. I knew it was a proper mission, but you stir my blood. I knew this gotta be a mission, but I got needs. I knew you was a fucking mission. You grab my hand and pull me. I knew you was a fucking mission, and you never say please. I knew you was a fucking mission, but nothing left to see. I knew you was a mission. I knew that you were me. I knew you was a fucking mission, and you came on after me. I knew you was a fucking mission, and I knew it gonna hurt me. I love it. I
baby, we're back. Happy Friday, chat. Happy Friday. We are so back. It's literally up. Who up cranking their hogs at tubas? I have just been informed of that. I've just learned of the incident. Um, I must say, it does not make sense to me, but I do have the Internet Versus video, which I think should probably cover it. If not, I was told there was a Diesel Patches video about it. But I'm gonna hope that comes up. It probably will. It sounds like the incident is like an inciting incident, if you will. I don't really know what it means. Out of context, though, that's just fetish art of tuba vor. Tuba. This is really crazy to talk about without context. I'm just gonna show the picture of the fat tuba that eats a Yoshi. This is up there in terms of images. Have you guys seen the image of the fat Peter Griffin, fatter than usual? Okay, the fatter than usual Peter Griffin, who's like general like brap hog or something. I don't know. I don't know the context of that image. I just know that's what that version of Peter is called. And it's like a giga fat version of Peter in a general's outfit, and he's farting. This is an image that exists on the internet, okay? Just like the some of you might have come across the Bowser one with the big fat cock, and he's also farting, and he's like humongous. He's not the guy humongous, he's like fat. That's also a really cursed one. And since I'm doing it and all things come in threes, have you guys ever seen an image where it looks like Spider-Man's getting back shots from the lizard? Yeah, here we go. Anyway, to clarify, the image from the incident is as follows.
At the Blue Yokai became a member. At the Blue Yokai celebrates 38 months of membership. Happy Friday, boss.
Happy
Chat
Friday.
by Monopotion Coffee. Coffee
so
emoji.
true. Yeah, it's like the Sandy Cheeks one and the Luigi and the Borat thong. Yeah. Yeah. All right, bro. I'm rethinking our friendship. You okay? Dude, I just got back from a run not too long ago. Longest run I've done yet. It's great to see. That's what we call progress. I'm down to 198 now. I've been hauling some crazy giga ass, like fucking crazy style. Yeah. What happened lately? What happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. That's actually crazy that I get on stream and I'm like, here's what Diesel did this week. And it's nothing.
Diesel, I couldn't chime in on your coffee stream because I was running a cupping for white label customers. Not sure if that's funny, but it is something.
That is super sick actually. I did talk about that. I don't think I talked about the experience of me cupping, but I think I have talked about that on prior streams. But that is super sick, super cool. But yeah, I've just been kind of working this week, working for the weekend, you know. It's funny. Wait, okay, never mind. I do have something. I do have something before we get into stream. I don't really get life mogged that much in real life. I mean, obviously, like, I have friends that are way wealthier than me. Like, that's fine, right? I don't feel like I'm life mogged by somebody in a different socioeconomic bracket unless it's, like, disgusting, right? Like, I know people that make bread, and it's fine.
At Metalman87 became a member. At Metalman87 celebrates 14 months of membership. Hey boss, Zach ruined my life too.
That's the average Smiling Friends viewer. They do be saying that. But I don't get life mogged very much. Despite that, you know. Obviously, would I not want to make six figures? Who the fuck wouldn't, right? But, you know, with that, I don't ever feel life mogged by that ever. And I don't really think overly high of high income earners because the economy has subsequently also priced them out. Um, Especially if they're like just really hardworking, talented people. That's not the same thing as being like a wealthy wasp nepo baby. You know what I mean? Um, but I got life mogged yesterday. I got life mogged yesterday. I was telling I was telling some IRLs about one of the bits that I did here.
We are Oney plays we carry the game. We fight for the Tomar. We honor Zach's name.
uh, I got so I tell them about the Hinge bit, right? Because as we discussed on a prior stream, I think it's weird to just like meet someone on a dating app, right? And then be like, we're gonna spend the rest of our lives together, right? I think that's weird. I also, I don't know, maybe something neurodivergent, something. But I wouldn't want to date someone or be with someone that just wasn't into the same like dorky shit I'm into, you know what I mean? Right? So I always find it weird when I meet nerdy people who like their partner is like kind of either dismissive or makes the relationship joke where it's like it's something I tolerate. There's a lot of that. All right, millennials and Gen Z, as we start to get older and start to get married, we need to stop doing the bad day with the wife is no, a bad day fishing is better than a good day with the wife, right? We can't be doing I'd rather be barbecuing jokes than spending time with my wife, right? We can't be doing that, all right? And I see that coming out of these like nerd relationships where one person isn't that and the other person is. I don't know what the fuck you people talk about at home. I'm certain that you have something in common because sometimes you people are married, right? But we need to stop it. We need to stop being disparaging about what our partners enjoy, okay? I don't like it. I don't like it. It has a bad omen. It's a bad omen. Bad. All right? But my thing was like, you know, I don't know how, like I don't see that happening. I don't foresee that happening, right? I'm sure I could ruin my perception of society more by going on Hinge and dating someone that has not but a passing interest in those things. And then I don't know what the fuck we would talk about. I gotta be honest. Maybe I'm too fucking autistic for that, but like I don't know. What are we gonna the Office? Are we gonna talk about fucking hiking? Not gonna happen. Anyway, to not get too off the beaten path here. Would I say I got life mogged? I'd say he's an acquaintance. I keep trying to spend time with him, but unfortunately, I'm coming to the realization that quote unquote being an adult is just constantly trying to find time in between working too many hours and having not enough time to develop a intricate social life with the people around you because capitalism necessitates commodifying every single aspect of your being, both within and without of work, and leaving you in a position where you're too exhausted in order to develop meaningful relationships with other human beings, which is the entire point of existing, and it's not to develop shareholder value. But all that being said, you know, I would love to hang out with this guy more. We're acquaintances. To clarify, he works for me as a basically on contract. He's one of our dungeon masters, right? And I don't know how we got on the topic. Oh, I was basically redoing my bit about Hinge to them. And these two, one of them is my friend. The other was the acquaintance, but they're both married. And you know, my homie met his wife in college. And this other guy, he like stopped me when I was making my bit about Hinge, and he's like, I met my wife on Hinge, right? So of course, as I'm going off about how Hinge is bad for the world, and I think carte blanche, he agrees that it is bad, but he got a jackpot and he got married, right? And he's got like a fucking job doing like, I don't know, like fucking finance accounting or something, right? Like corporate finance accounting. And it was, I've never been more life mogged because he was just like, I love my wife. Like we met on Hinge and she had only been on there. I was the only guy she had talked to, blah, blah, blah. And now we've been together for 7 years and we've been married for like 2 of them and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and the way that this guy was discussing how he loves his wife was the most adorable and amazing thing ever. Okay. I was like, this guy is so fucking self-actualized. Like it was crazy. Right. And I should just clarify, this guy's got it way too good. Okay. He's like fucking 6'2". All right. Brother's got like, so he's jacked. All right. Not the typical nerd at all. But we were just like talking about, I did the Hinge bit and then he was just like, here's how I met my wife. And then he runs it through it. And then I sound like a humongous asshole because I was up here saying that that Hinge is bad for the world. But I wish I could almost like beam the kind of energy he had into your mind, chat, because, you know, there was something so pure about how romantic he is about his wife. And I was astounded because the reality is I don't see that a lot, right? I don't see that a lot. Yeah, fucking jacked, married, and rich. Fuck yeah, dude. I know. Yeah, man. I want to do more things with him to just like figure it out. You know what I mean? Not that I don't enjoy his company. Like I obviously enjoy his company. Like I want to hang out with him for him, but I also think it's just fucking crazy. All right. I will say it is very funny talking to people now that I'm in my late 20s, people in their late 20s to 30s, because I gotta be honest, if you are a parent and you are not supportive to your children, by the time they get into their 20s, you are either going to give them the step stool they need to be more successful in life, or you're going to pull the fucking ladder out from under them, and they will have to struggle to undo the mess you made because you didn't know how to parent. All right? This is just my case study, okay, in my mind's eye, but the people I know whose parents are supportive and they talk to their parents still, or they talk about them fondly, generally speaking, earn a lot more money. I'm not saying it's always true. I'm just saying that it does. There's something there. There's something there about being a supportive parent. Anyway, I and that also came up in my head because on my ride back, I was listening to what is it? Fucking a Vox Media podcast. I was listening to a Vox Media podcast, and it was basically about how millennials and Gen Z kind of want their inheritance before their boomer parents die. And they had like an economist on to explain why you should probably be giving your inheritance to your children while you're alive, right? And I was thinking about that from my perspective, because I think I've talked about it before on stream, but like we started the business and we opened up the store. And we literally did the pull yourself up by your bootstraps thing. To be clear, this is, again, like I said, I haven't been paid a single paycheck yet, and we're coming up on a year at the end of this month. But I thought it was really funny because one of the people they had call into the Vox Media podcast about this was like, yeah, I wanted to start a business. I had a business plan and everything planned out and all of this stuff, and I explained how the money would work and where the money would go, and I presented this business plan to my father, and he said, no, you got to figure it out on your own. And I'm like, What? That literally happened to me. That literally happened to me. That was literally me. That was literally me. So I thought it was very funny that exact thing happened. And so that it's not like a unique experience. It's like more representative of a generation rather than like a unique quibble of my dysfunction, I guess. All this to say, I now have a new belief that I would like to introduce to my third spaces walkable neighborhood multi-use zoning YIMBY lower cost of living lifestyle personality, and that is millennials, Gen Z, and I guess Gen X too, depending on when your parents were born. Yeah, Gen X as well. I think that we should be asking our parents for their for the inheritance before they die. That's my new one. That's my new one. Go forth and go say, "Give me this money before you pass." But think about it realistically, right? Some of you might be like, "Wow, that's like really fucked up. You fucking little greedy Scrooge McDuck." That's okay. I get that. But hear me out here, right? Depending on the age of your parents, the time that you will finally get that inheritance, you might be like 50s, maybe a little older, okay? Your life is already more than over by that time, right? I'm not saying your life ends when you're middle-aged or older, but like, you know, you're probably going to have more fun doing a trip in your 20s and 30s than you will when you're 55 and sitting on a plane for 10 hours hurts your back. You know what I mean? The fact inheritance exists for normal people still confuses me. So like, I mean, a lot of boomers have inheritance, and like it's more like retirement or life insurance, you know. My parents are going to live forever, which is why I think we should ask our parents for their inheritance now. Okay? They usually a boomer parent's like, I got some money set aside. Let's be clear. That money is sitting in a bank. All right? Statistically speaking, it is not making as much money as it could. If it was in a portfolio, like a diversified portfolio that increased with the rate of the market, it would be making more money. And then they would be leaving you more money. But they're not doing that, okay? Yeah, it's really best not to wait. And well, it's also, you got to understand, chat, it's been on my mind. So I thought it was very telling that this podcast appeared in my algorithm. Not because I've Googled this at all. I really haven't. I don't care enough. But I do think about the wealth gap in like a macro sense, because boomers are like really fucking terrible. Okay? Like every time I interact with like an elderly person, it is like always not a great experience. All right? But I know my pops wants to retire, right? And he didn't support the business, and he made that decision on his own. And I'm more than happy enough to just pull myself up by my bootstraps and do the business myself, right? But if he is going to buy a boat, which is what he would like to do, then I want my money now. Then I want my money now. And I think we should all ask our elderly parents for the money now, is what I'm saying. Okay? And then I'm going to kill him. No. Hypothetically, optimally in this scenario, we don't kill our parents. They give it to us willingly, okay? And they do it now. All right? Especially because statistically speaking, our algebraic ability is reaching its peak, okay? So we should be able to. You're right, though. Also, boats are ridiculous investments. They're not investments. They depreciate the second you put them on the water. All right? All right? That's the fucking real shit, dude. Real shit. It's a fucking waste of money. It's a waste of money. All right? I don't know if you guys have ever seen the fucking political cartoon where it's like a boomer and a millennial son, and the boomer's like, son, one day this will all be yours. And it's a garage filled to the brim with like fucking containers. It's like, we don't need that. I'm gonna throw it out. I'm not keeping a boat. I'm not keeping a fucking boat. I need a fucking license to drive it. I'm not gonna go get a fucking boating license. I'm trying to find a nice word. It is a depreciating asset, and that is just straight up what it is, and we can say that. Diesel, when does someone turn elderly? When they complain about new music or kids these days. So I feel like it's more mentality, you know? Could be a new hobby to talk to people about, though. Boating. I don't, you know, if I lived in Cape, Maine, or in the Hamptons, absolutely. However, as a New Yorker who is of salt of the earth, people will beat me up for such a thing. You don't want to talk to boat people. You don't want to talk to boat people. You talk to boat people, and day one, you end up growing a Martha's Vineyard sweater, okay? You continue to talk to boat people, you know what happens to you next? You wear ill-fitting Birkenstocks, okay? And that's bad enough already, all right? But then day three, do you know what happens to you? You start wearing polo khaki shorts in a bright color. If it's a guy, you usually wear a salmon red. That's going to be rough. And I don't think you want to do that to yourself. I don't think that it looks good. Okay, Northern Lion clone. What's the next topic? Pelotons? This is Northern Lion would not talk about you know what? Maybe he would. Maybe he would. That's a good one. I don't know. I just saw him talking about fucking porn while playing frisbee golf recently. Shit on Peloton and Equinox, let's go. No, NL loves his Peloton, bro. I stopped paying for my Peloton subscription right now because it's sunny out and I can go outside, right? So I don't need to fucking pay for it right now because I can run outside and not freeze my tits off, right? But there is something about like a person yelling at you to do fitness that makes you do fitness more. Like I know when I use the Nike Run app, not sponsored, that the coach isn't there, but the coach just like talking and saying you're doing good, keep it up, and then talking about the aspects and importance of running while I'm running makes me run and makes me run more. So there's something to it, and it's the same way with the Peloton classes. I don't work as well on a bike if I'm just like watching YouTube videos. I don't. I like there's a huge difference. I do think it is expensive. I got the bike used, by the way, right? I got an absolute grail deal. I don't need to pay someone to call me fat. The Nike Run Club app is free. Right? But there's something about a person telling you to do something that makes you do it, right? And I know that's why people pay for personal trainers. But I would not pay for one because that's too expensive. Oh, my bad. Talk about Metacritic scores and worry baiting. It's more about like egregious 1 out of 5s on letterboxes is not. Can I charge people to call them fat? I mean, apparently that doesn't work as well as positive reinforcement studies have shown. So actually it turns out that being kind encourages more confidence from others. Who knew? Turns out just yelling at strangers doesn't help. And that trainers who probably call you a fat fucking loser probably aren't very good. Yeah, I can like zone out on a bike, but then I'm not like pushing myself in a way that improves my fitness and like I'd like to be able to breathe going up the stairs, you know what I mean? I'm doing that for free. I want to shit on people. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you should like enter like the I was going to say the roast games. Well, now that you all know that you're going to greedily approach your elderly parents and ask them for money, we're going to get started with the fucking topic. My BF had to drop out of a degree in exercise physiology, and I asked if he ever wanted to finish it. He said no, because it's a bitch to even get a gym to take you, let alone get clients. Yeah. Yeah. Everything is fucking difficult now, dude. Everything.
Negative reinforcement is only effective with violence.
I feel like that I feel like that might like generate some neurological pathways that are not very positive. You know, like you could say that works, but I don't know.
What do you think of the Birdman trying and failing to dox Yellow Flash?
You know, you're lucky that I'm terminally online enough to know who both of those two people are, but I literally think nothing of it. I don't know the context of which those situations happened. And to clarify, I don't care enough to want to know, even though one of you will probably tell me unsolicitedly in the chat. But who are they and what do they do? You know, they're all unemployed at the end of the day. You know. We'll get a stream about it in a week. I can wait. I don't... Birdman. Wasn't he the guy Scarlet was emulating? No, it's a different Birdman. There's more than one Birdman? I guess I don't know who this is. I actually don't know who Birdman is. Never mind. I have no fucking clue who this is. You could just... What is the Southpaw stuff? I don't know what that is. There are certain chatters who say things in this community, and they're like, Gooby Gobby and Dubuda are having a debate, and there was a big Google Doc, and then it's like a big fucking wall of text, and then I look at the associated attached images to be like, what the fuck is this? And then I look at the associated attached images, and it makes just as little sense as it did when I read the synopsis that the person provided for me, okay? So I'm like, what the... Brother, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. Why? You're like, oh, you should talk about this. For what? For what? I should talk about how you should get a job. Don't let random shitter drama and ADHD take you. Some of these people are multi-100,000 sub YouTubers that were mentioned just now. That's the thing.
At Lost in Worlds 15 became a member. At Lost in Worlds 15 celebrates 19 months of membership. All I can say to all that is, ask Beckett.
I will add that to the list of things I need to ask Beckett now. Did you guys hear about Slurpee noodles? You could be making that one up, and that one sounds actually real. Anyway, let's get into it.
online over the last week, where various clips have been posted of the two speaking about their experience with Oney Plays and his friends.
SP was a former IFAP host who fell out because the others didn't like the show Terriers. He failed at framing them as abusers for years and then started arguing that a picture he had was not CP.
Okay. Diesel really thinks that Bye Bye Man and Pee Pee Poo Poo Man situation isn't serious. We did hit goal. That was crazy. Oh, God. Dude, I can't believe it, dude. Bye Bye Man and Pee Pee Poo Poo Man are really going at it. There we go. We'll get some cat stims today. We'll do that.
One of them confidently saying that Oney Plays ruined their life, along with speaking about other issues that they've been having.
Oh wait, I should make a new goal, right? Should I do that? Let me make a new goal. Let's see. What should the next stim videos be? Slime. There we go. Peak.
Like being worried about it getting killed for their continued talking about Oney Plays, or that seeing merch of Smiling Friends, a show produced by one of Oney Plays' friends, Zach, freaked them out.
So like, okay, so from what I consumed through cultural osmosis is that Ding Dong, his name is Julian, but just for reference, they go by Ding Dong on the internet. Is having like some like mental health breakdown, and that this is like a long form like mental health episode that is transcending into worse and worse psychosis. Okay. Oh, Ding Dong and Julian are separate people. Fuck. No, Ding Dong and Julian are boyfriends. Is that the problem? The problem with this also is that people spend so much time joking about it. But okay, they are separate people. Wait, no, yeah. I haven't watched Oney Plays in a little bit. It's been a while. I think I watched like their first or second video on like harassing AI. Gay erasure. Well, more it's like gay metamorphosis because it made them one person. You fucking Oney Plays, Larper. I watch things passively. I don't become emotionally invested, you know?
Ding Dong also accuses Oney Plays and friends of taking pot shots.
But I think if I had like a falling out with somebody and then I had to see all of the merch from their show all the time everywhere I went, that would make me lose my fucking mind. 100%. If I exploded and fell off and then I had to like see the thing that ruined me all the time, or even if that's how I internalize it and that's not the reality of the situation, but just from my perspective, right? That would like send me over the edge.
Shots at him constantly over the last few years.
I'm having a realistic panic attack because you got Oney's lore wrong.
Along with various other things that we'll get into in this video, all happening on a public stream on their channel. Now,
I'm really glad that intellectual Wigger has been keeping track of this.
Came to their defense, of course, saying that they probably aren't really as bad as people want them to be, and the situation is in black and white, along with bringing up other previous allegations that they have made. But there's a lot to get into, so let's just jump in. Welcome to the internet versus Oney Plays. It starts when the Kiwi Farms Twitter account posts about the situation, saying, former co-hosts of Oney Plays, Ding Dong and Julian, have been streaming almost continuously for a full day after saying that Chris O'Neill and his viewers are, quote, probably alt-right.
So, like, this whole... One would argue that this would require a substantial amount of evidence, especially because this has been levied at Oney Plays and Psychic Pebbles and et al. much more before this. That I am aware of. Okay, I am conscious enough to know that that has happened in the past.
Diesel, if you had a tiny clone of Beckett, would you torture it? And could you show off your famous spin move?
The chat's gonna be filled with Oney
Which
plays
is worse,
jokes
boat
today,
boomers or Corvette boomers?
Ooh. A Corvette boomer is more likely to call you the N-word to your face. A boat boomer is more likely to say the N-word in private. But both will vote for things that systemically oppress underprivileged communities. It's just that the Corvette one will do it and then post on twitter.com while also getting solicited by AIOF girls. You know, one of them uses Twitter, the other does not, right? There's a very clear delineation. One is like real rich and the other's like nouveau rich.
Nazis. There's not really a starting point, but this post made me laugh. And they attached this screenshot. Now, this is a troll account, but this troll account was saying, I realized I was trans when I was physically attacked protesting for Palestine. I've spent years studying this shit. This is not a sufficient way to handle it. I want every fascist out. And Hamburglar's cousin replies with this clip in the caption, you mean this ding dong?
No, can't say that.
He just said it. Don't say the word.
Don't say it.
Whiskey Bone replies to the Kiwi from
Nothing like the N-word. Nothing like the N-word. Don't that's such a clippable thing that I just said. Disavowed.
thread by saying, ding dong is like that friend you watch go down a druggy rabbit
They're
hole.
like, okay, so like I don't think Oney plays are all right. I've seen that like thrown at that collection of people multiple times, right? Diesel feels certain neurons in his brain activate when he hears it. Right? Like this has been thrown at them before. Same thing for Smiling Friends. And there's certainly like a group of people who either grew up on Newgrounds or are LARPing that they grew up on Newgrounds, saying that like, oh, it used to be better when they were like offensive. Wasn't comedy better when people could be angry, right? It's why I don't really like fuck with the Space Kings guys, because they kind of exist with that kind of like vibe to it, right? Like that kind of like permeates that entire thing. The Flash Gits guys, that is what they do, right? But I would argue that a lot of the culture at the time was like, yeah, it's okay to say these things. The N-word doesn't mean anything. We have a black president. Racism is over. The fucking USSR is not real anymore. We solved it, guys. We solved it all. Right? But it's like, even when I look at a lot of the old stuff from Newgrounds or like stuff that I remember watching back on Newgrounds, it was like either like very childishly violent or like very clearly not meant with intent to be offensive. Like you can read the literature, and in this case I mean watch the videos or play the games and kind of get where people are coming from. I think a lot of like I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the there's this really like old Newgrounds video where a bunch of characters get together and they fucking play DDR, and it's like a music video, right? So this is that, right? I think it's a lot more like that, and a lot of those people grew up to not be fucking giga offensive rather than those that did. Yeah, there was Foamy the Squirrel, but Foamy the Squirrel was like Foamy the Squirrel is like quintessential like millennial like goth angst, like the mole goth shit, right? There's so much of it, right? Or it's like, I know it's in the similar vein of things, but like fucking Homestar Runner, like a lot of this stuff wasn't like offensive, and even the stuff that was, it really wasn't, right? Like if we think about like Pico, who started off as like a school shooter character, right? It was clearly like well, this is cool because it's violent. And it's like, yeah,
Somehow
but it's
racism
not
returned.
it's not in favor of murder, all right? Like if you ever watch any of that stuff, same thing for like the stickman fight stuff too. In fact, I would argue a lot more of that was not that. I feel like we're past that. I hope it doesn't. I hope that once this period of history passes, that we can be done with this bullshit and stop back and forthing it forever, you know? But yeah, there's like not a single one of these names tells me one single thing. It's not like any of this stuff is like really offensive. I don't know. Even if you look at Friday Night Funkin' and you see some of the characters, like nobody can tell me that like Lemon Demon is like reinforcing, I guess what in this case, like fascist beliefs, right? It's just a question of whether or not the things on Newgrounds were reinforcing those beliefs that would be normally associated with that. And they're just not. I mean, anybody who listened to Lemon Demon is probably
At Medley
queer.
Sage of Winds became a member. At Medley Sage of Winds celebrates 17 months of membership. I just like the rusty spoon.
Same for the Salad Fingers and Extended Universe. These things are all the same thing. Lemon Demon got me into esoteric Hitlerism.
Funny thing about Pico's school, Pico isn't even the shooter.
I feel like Pico's been flanderized. I feel like Pico has been reduced to his baser traits in the same way that Shadow the Hedgehog is now the edgy hedgehog who swears and shoots gun. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like I don't know. All of this stuff is not what I think it is, right? Maybe there was like a more pervasive use of like slurs, but I don't think they meant it that way.
Sniff lip smack. Hey Diesel, if Sonic and Knuckles came into your room and asked you to come on a worm venture, would you join them in Wormtopia?
All of these fucking bits about Oney played today. You definitely have heard of Lemon Demon or heard Lemon Demon's music. You know, I don't know. I put somebody who spent time on Newgrounds, like if you were a little older that you predated Newgrounds, you probably were a big fan of Homestuck, right? Or maybe those were like around the same time and they were like this like different kind of kids
Don't
routines.
forget Shadow's devotion to Latinas.
That's true. Shadow does love Latinas. Who doesn't? You know, who doesn't? That's okay. You can keep that. But it's like, you know, it was that. A lot of the stuff I remember from that time on the internet is like Homestuck, Newgrounds. There was one more. I know I mentioned Homestar Runner. Oh, Welcome to Night Vale. I all feel like these orbit like some axis of like kind of quirked up internet weirdo little artist, right? As a like a kid, and then you got older and you made kind of art in a similar vein to all that stuff, you know, like all of that, right? I'm sure there's more. I predate the internet, now what? Cassette tapes. I don't know. VHS.
But his drug is self-loathing. It's somehow even scarier that it's so self-inflicted he didn't even need meth to get there. Anime profile pic says, Troll's remorse is a hell of a thing. It hits someone like the worst kind of drug. I mean, look at what happened to items. Tom's Coffee Records replies to this gif in the caption, sadly, he will always be immortalized. And it's Oney plays and Ding Dong coming in, dancing. Halo Wars then quote tweets Kiwi Farms post with this clip in the caption, holy shit, Ding Dong and Julian are fucking pathetic. And half of this clip is an edit with copyrighted music, so we can't play this half of the video, but the first half is on the stream.
In the past, I had to avoid saying the word Oney plays. And now I can pick up on that one. I can
I don't even know. Okay, obviously, like, I'm literally 2 minutes into this video, but is this a question of Troll's remorse, or is this a question of like a friend falling out with somebody else, so they're like mad and they're trying to get one over on an ex-friend? Because I feel like those are two very different things, right? Because Troll's remorse is more like, I did things that demonstrably ruined many things. And then this is just kind of reading more like, we fell out and now I hate them and I think they're this. Because it's all like a thinly veiled attempt to get them to kind of like fall down to his level, you know? It's mental illness. Yeah, I mean, both of those things are, but... But, you know, let's humor me on the hypothetical, because the internet doesn't believe mental illness is real, except when it is.
say Oney plays ruined my life for many years.
I think it's more Ding Dong and Julian are codependent and incredibly paranoid.
Yeah, they're codependent and incredibly paranoid, but they're incredibly paranoid because they're afraid of like an N-word clip resurfacing and they're worried about how they normalize the N-word? Or is it because they're mad that they're not the other guys, right?
This is why I ban people who come in with Oney plays references, because I automatically expect that they're danger.
Then Halo Wars continues posting various clips from the stream. They post this one with
But it also could be that. That doesn't sound good.
I'm going to repost some shit Ding Dong said on stream with edits if you're curious about the specifics. 1. Shooting on smiling friends for racism and needlessly insulting Zach.
Yeah, because everything, I don't know, it definitely feels like they're mad. No, they're just mad that they're still successful. Yeah, like that's what it feels like to me, right? That's what it feels like to me. And that the other stuff is more like them looking for ways to justify that anger and frustration. You know, like I see that where somebody's like, I'm down and I'm constantly being inundated by my past, right? So they're like freaking out and getting mad about it. I think it's because Chris has a game coming out soon, and those two have been talking about making a game for near on a decade with nothing to show for it. Yeah, it's like their inability to deliver, where people that used to be their friends have been able to do that. And so they feel like they're either owed it, right? Because when you come up with people and you have multiple people in your like posse, right? And then you fall out with some of them, you know, you being on the outs with that, I can see why they would act like that. I'm not saying it's okay, by the way. I'm just saying that's like a motivation.
Just for context, these clips are obviously edited by Halo Wars, including the text on screen and the various images that will show up throughout all of the clips. So yeah, just for that context. But here's the first one.
Gee, an episode about getting overly offended and wanting to kill people. It's weird that that's a consistent theme, huh? It's in more than one episode even. The Hidden Worm Society running the government. That's why that shit is in there. You have to remember...
Dude, the worms.
Remember a lot of the people who were involved. You have to remember where a lot of these people came from prior. People just wanted to kind of automate.
All right. I gotta be honest, Ding Dong. I know you can make the connection that the Jews and the worms are the same people from the fucking Smiling Friends joke, but I think it says more about you that you saw the joke about the worms running the government and went, yeah, those are Jews, okay? Those are worms. I've watched that episode. If it was the dog whistle, I would have said it, all right? But it's so over the top, it's absurd. I will turn on the volume booster. It is already up.
automatically assume that if they stay quiet for long enough, their mentality has changed, even though they haven't. Man, I can go back to an example that's not even from the show. I only got to hear about this one because I don't watch the videos, but I had someone quote it at me, and I'd be like, why are you saying that, man? That's nasty as shit. That I had somebody at one point say to me, like, I am bipolar and I am autistic, and these are the things that I have, and these are the things that I deal with. And I was like, what are you doing?
Pisses me off. That's like, I don't know if it's my autism or my OCD or my Asperger's or my schizophrenia or my bipolar disorder, but that's
you want it all to look nice.
And they went, oh, it's a bit. And I was like, that's not a bit. Where did you even hear that one from? And they told me, and I'd be like, man, do you know why he said that? Because he's seriously just trying to insult people who have to deal with things like that.
As I have said on a prior stream, and I made it into a YouTube short. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I've started putting out shorts on this channel. I'm gonna just like fucking crank out so much slop. I want to crank out so much slop, he says. This is not a gooning reference. Okay. If a joke is funny, it's okay. If you can't land a joke, then you're offensive, all right? And I hate to say it, Zach is just funny. Zach is just funny, all right?
That's why I said, I'm confused why people weren't able to pick up on this.
Dude, listen, man. People be getting online all the time and being like, I have OCD, I have this, I have that, I have this, I have the blah, blah, blah. And it's like, all right, buddy. You want to slow it down a little bit? We got a lot of these things. All right, pick a struggle. Pick a struggle.
I thought it was really obvious.
Yeah, he's gay. He's new in town. He has bone spurs. He has fibromyalgia. Dude, does Ding Dong have POTS, bro? Dude, I think Ding Dong has POTS. That's the only answer I can think of.
I thought it was really clear because in the past, everyone did pick up on it. I don't know what changed. Did things just get bad enough in real life that this kind of thing just gets ignored now and people don't even realize that that's where it's coming from?
I gotta be honest, it's so low on the order of importance that that like, we got more important things to worry about, man. I'm sorry.
Mozdev replies, he completely misses the punchline. He's not making fun of people with those disorders. He's making fun of Tumblrites who make those disorders their entire personality, and especially the ones who use them as carte blanche to be an awful person, a lot of whom are self-diagnosed. And Halo War says he's really the worst type of person. He's only attacking it because he's close friends with that exact type of person. But he's so nonchalant and above it all, according to him. Horrid Handle says, he sounds worryingly like your movie sucks, and it's going to—
I love it when internet people be like, this reminds me of that time with Gubu Gaba. And I know I do that too, so I am a hypocrite, but it is always funny to see it in the wild.
Break my heart if he goes down that route. Halo Wars also posts another clip. Again, this one is edited by him with a caption too. Ding Dong schizophrenically claims Lyle and Chris brought up Tuba to expose he's a furry and take potshots at him in a grand conspiracy.
They do it to a lot of people, by the way. Constantly taking vague shots at people over and over and
Dude,
over.
my favorite... I remember watching Machinima back in the day when Lyle and Dex were doing Sanity Not Included. God damn, those were the days. Holy shit. The animated parts were always like the best, obviously. But my favorite Lyle bit is a fucking tweet from his Twitter, and it's him overreacting to Big Bang Theory, because Big Bang Theory's whole like joke structure was just like mentioning 3 different nerd things, and he's just like, who wants this shit? It's not even funny. It's not a joke.
Again, they did it to us too. They did it to another situation. And a lot of people found out about it later and figured out, like, oh, that's what that meant. I didn't really...
Also, in the golden year of 2026, I literally couldn't give a single flying fuck if somebody was a furry. All right? If you want to wear a fursuit and hang out with your friends at a convention, go right the fuck ahead. If you want to crank yo hog to Guardivar, throwing it back crazy style, I don't care. All right? Like... I get he might be upset that his 2 worlds collided, but I feel like if you have friends who would rib you for being a furry, then maybe you just keep those 2 parts of your life separate, right? Like, you got my furry friends who do my furry things, and then I got my other friends who are my gamer friends, and I don't mix the 2.
get it, but now I get it. Yeah, they've been doing that for a long time. If there's
I know, it's the tuba part.
something they say in a video that doesn't make a lot of sense, they're probably referencing an actual person that they're hoping to hurt through one of their videos. That was why they brought up the tuba thing in the one video. That was them trying to take a shot at me.
That's just physics.
Mm-hmm. Is that a big tuba? What is that?
Oh, I'm horny. Let's go into it. Fuck.
Picking Guardivar and not Renamon.
Not horny anymore. Now I'm horny.
There you go.
Damn it.
And they were trying to expose people to the fact that I was a furry.
Why even tubas? They're literally... Yeah, I'm not even... Look, Diorio can be shocked about Ding Dong's tuba vor fetish. Can I tell you how nonplussed I am about that? I am so not shocked by that, and I'm so not, like... It literally elicits no reaction from me whatsoever. What I want to know, and this is a serious question, right? Why that? Like, what experience did you have as a youth that you developed that? You know? You said that as if it's normal. No fetishes are normal. That's the fucking point. Is that they're specific. Is that they're specific, usually fantastical, okay? And generally not possible to experience in real life, okay? For most people. Yeah, did a tuba fall on his penis or something? Like, did he get hit with a tuba and then he got horny? Like, what was it? You know? I mean, we're kind of, you know, defaulting to he must have had a bad experience with tubas, and it elicited like a sexual awakening, you know. But it's the big 26, and Ding Dong generally thinks people hate him for being gay and a furry, and not because he's a massive backstabbing lolcow. Yeah, he stuck it in a tuba and someone played it and he splooged harder than he ever did. I mean, I could see that. I could see the vibrations maybe helping. But like unironically, I don't know where that would come from. You know? I've not done the soul searching for myself, but I could take educated guesses for myself on my things. And I'm sure you fucking little freaks also have some weird fetish or kink. And then you could probably figure out where it came from if you do a little bit of soul searching, right? But like in what universe does a musical instrument elicit such an experience for you? He wants to be swallowed by the tuba. Okay, I'm gonna get a little... Let me think about it for a second. You bring up a good point, right? Maybe it's like the sexual gratification of like a hole. And then also with like a hole big enough to fit you, that there's something exciting about a hole that you could put yourself in that is easily accessible, right? So maybe that's where the tuba part comes from. And the fact that it has a hole kind of, you know, it just connects, you know, because it just has a hole. And then, yeah, well, the vor part is like, the vor part is interesting, right? Because it depends on the type of vor, right? It depends on the type of vor. But if we are using the image provided, dude, it made my fucking my computer made my fucking shit full screen. Why is it full screen? Why is my monitor full screen now? I hate it when it does this. Now I have to sit here and figure out how to make it not full screen. And I've never been able to figure out how.
One of their videos. That was why they brought up the tuba.
Hold on. I do not know why this happens. There we go, I fixed it. Okay, I guess it's that. Computer, full screen that fetish image. Right? So it's like F11. Yeah, it was F11. All right. So if we examine the tuba art in question, right? I think, and this is my It's obviously I'm not like a sex therapist. Granted, apparently sex therapists are just expensive prostitutes. But like, you know, this tuba, if I'm thinking about it, seems pretty mad, right? So there's different types of vor images, right? There's like vor where you're consumed and it's comforting, and then there's vor where you're consumed and it's like you're a piece of shit, you got eaten, you know? It's like one of those two. Yeah, it's crazy that someone jorked into this. Yeah, this is not sexy. This is like the most not sexy. Like, why a mustache? Yeah, there's something about the air going through the tuba that plays a role here in it too. Absolutely. Right? But it's like clearly the tuba doesn't like the guy. And like, so there's some aspect of degradation to it, you know? There's like some aspect of degrading to his vor. I'm trying to like really break down this guy's sexual proclivities in this vor image. But, you know, there's some vor images where like the airplane consumes the guy and then the airplane is like, you're going to be so safe in here inside my cabin. But then there's some vor where you're like consumed by Amy Rose and she's like, I fucking hate you, you fat fucking judge. I think the tuba is supposed to be coded as older, considering the monocle and mustache. That's true. That's true. You know? Yeah, a little bit of... Yeah, there's something scary. So Ding Dong is a sub. We can denote that. Okay? Are you LGBT? Yeah, I'm a tubasexual. God, that's so fucking funny. Are we still seriously going on about vor still? No, we circled back around to it after a long period of talking about other things.
The thing in the one video, that was them trying to take a shot at me.
That's just physics.
Mm-hmm. Is that a big tuba? What is that?
Oh, I'm horny. Let's go into it. Fuck. I'm not horny anymore. Now
I found this stream on my feed, and now I'm learning that there's a tuba fetish. I'm really glad that you can add this to your English lexicon since it's not your first language. I hope that this is a really good learning experience as an English learner for you. You know, I hope I'm able to enrich your life. I hope this stream enriches your life with new words that you can take into your daily experience.
Here we
go.
Damn it!
And they were trying to expose people to the fact that I was a furry. Then a few months later asking me if I'll record with them again. Which maybe was even partially trying to test the waters of, did you see when I called you out in front of everybody? And
why you're just like making a fake... You're making a fake experience. Like you're literally you're fighting Ghost, brother. You're fighting Ghost. This is their first impression of you, Diesel. That's, you know what? Yeah, I guess.
To get your...
Mozdev again then replies to this clip as saying, imagine getting offended at something as juvenile as a tuba equals horny, because it's literally a horn. I very much doubted Chris was talking about him at all when he said it. It's just an
I don't understand. What kind of conversation is Ding Dong having where they know about his tuba fetish? Right? Like, I don't know where those those conversations happen amongst your friends. I mean, I guess I'm an exception to that rule, but like, we also don't talk about it like that. We don't talk about any of those things like that, you know? It doesn't happen like that.
obvious pun and slimy.
Like the only time I can think of like a conversation where that happened exactly like that, I was in college. I was in college and we were all sitting in my homie Teddy's room, and I don't even know how we got on the topic of it, but we were trying to like talk about turn-ons because that's what you do when you're a bunch of fucking 19-year-old virgins at gamer college. And The only guy I remember saying anything was this guy named Matt. And Matt was like one of our homies, and he had like hundreds of hours in Warframe. He was a cool guy. But he was really into like when women have like have strong reactions to getting dicked down. And more in particular, he was very much into like the Ahegao face, which was popular at the time. So I don't know if that's just like a recency bias, but you know, it was like that was his like thing. But that's the only time I can ever remember actually having a conversation about sexual fetishes with other grown men, because that doesn't fucking happen.
Imposter applies with an image here. We'll probably have to censor it for YouTube TOS. I don't know if this would be allowed on the website or not. Not taking any risks. And Slimy Asian Pasta says, no, actually, it is a reference to someone who would commission artists to draw his fetish of getting vored by tubas. I know because I'm an OG perv. Ding dong.
This guy's like, yeah, I was there when the Kama Sutra was written. All right, brother. What do you mean, OG perv? That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Brother knows tech. All right, he knows all the tubas. He knows all the instruments that people find sexually arousing.
Saying that just referencing this was inciting hate against him. But I gooned to this and I enjoyed the joke. Click.
Do you think he'd get mad if an artist drew a sousaphone instead of a tuba? I feel like maybe it's less about it being a tuba and more about like the idea of what the tuba is doing, right? So I feel like any horn instrument would do, you know.
At your own risk, lol, and then the image attached. Just to describe it, it is a tuba with a belly. There is a inside shot of
I really like that we're going through and explaining what the tuba fucking vor is, but not showing the tuba vor.
Stomach, and someone is inside playing the tuba from the inside, it looks like.
Playing the tuba from the inside.
I don't know how to describe it, but it's obviously very, very fetishistic art. Halo Wars.
Yeah, OG perv implies that tuba fetishists are an ancient kink.
Continues posting clips, and now this third one with a caption. He claims he doesn't watch the videos. He does. Then insinuates that Chris posted the Dustborn playthrough during Trump's inaugurations for a specific reason, implying it's a dog whistle.
I don't watch the videos or anything, but I sure as shit did see the Dustborn thumbnails and everything. That was not a mistake posting that during Trump's inauguration and everything either. Clearly it was backlogged. Yeah, the SJW thumbnails and everything. Gee, I wonder why this is going up.
And ballistic piss.
Are you fucking serious? What? having participated in Dustborn, it's just kind of bad, isn't it? You know, it's kind of bad. I'm woke enough to say I know cringe when I see it. All right.
Of these images in the caption. The messages were there in plain sight. Oh no.
Dude, you know the OG pervs know everything. They know about the fucking the blueberry inflation. They know about the big lady Betty Boop, you know, being in place of Godzilla. What's another like old head kink? Do airplanes, do sexy airplanes count? I feel like those are definitely in that kind of, you know, realm of ancient now. No. Sexy airplanes are not. No. The knee inflation, yeah.
And we have the thumbnail being referenced by Oney Plays Dustborn with all of them here on screen. And then this meme edit where on the TV it's being said, we need to get these monkeys off our streets. And then a MAGA conservative with a gun says, I'll handle them, Tomar.
The fact he read that out is very funny.
Rabbit replies to the clip by saying, Dustborn was a viral shit game released a couple months before the election. The game was literally made because of Trump running/winning 2016. The SJW thumbnail are the Oney boys dressed as the characters from Dustborn. Why is Ding Dong doing this to himself? Misty Campaign says, SJW thumbnail and it's literally just them dressed as the Dustborn characters. The only thing SJW about this image is Tomar holding a soy drink, and you can see him holding it here on the left. Halo Wars continues, now the fourth clip with the caption, the one most people are talking about. Ding Dong claims while having Chris over, he slept the entire time, searched through their belongings and Julian's diary, didn't do any work, and talked shit about them in the bathroom, implying he was listening for some
weird
reason.
I mentioned it before, but I could tell they went through one of Julian's private books because they blurted out a thing that was in one of them during one of the videos. No, we pushed ourselves really hard. While they were just laying in our bed the whole time. And sleeping during the daytime and staying up all night.
See, doesn't this guy sound like a jilted ex-friend? This doesn't sound like Troll's Remorse. This is like, I'm mad that I'm not at the club anymore.
And we would hear them rustling around and doing whatever the fuck in the bedroom. I mentioned it that one of the days when we did play Yeek, they went into the bathroom and turned on the fan and went on their phone and said how it was going to be a video that was going to do really badly, and it seemed like he was really mad. And hoping that we weren't going to hear him, except he doesn't know our house. That fan doesn't cover shit. We heard the whole thing.
Zazzy Z-Man says, I mean, if that is true, that would be pretty weird of Chris, to go through someone else's shit, Lamau. And Pope Obeyer replies, they talked about this in the videos. That was when Chris was going through his intense back pain arc and he was having difficulty moving. He's just lying here. Halo Wars also posts this clip with the caption, Ding Dong claims that Chris cares enough to have people park in his stream to clip things he says about them.
I mentioned it before, sometimes I got their friends to just be parked out in my stream to listen for anything that I would talk about.
And yeah, that's fine.
What? What? I would hope that they don't, because they got better things to do, you know? I won't say that I haven't, but I also, like, you know, make drama videos. I don't do it anymore. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care about anything. But, like, why would they do that? In what universe is Oney Plays sending their stooges to clip chimp you?
Replies, God, what gets me is the game.
Wouldn't be shocked if Ding Dong is projecting. Yeah, absolutely.
Stalking. He really actually accuses them of gang stalking him. This is non-hyperbolic insanity, like he is unwell. This clip is also posted with the caption, in an amazing move of humbleness and self-pity, he says he graciously allows the existence of Oney Plays, but doesn't know if Chris would approve of his own existence. Very subtle self-deprecation.
I don't want to interfere with something like that. I'm not the kind of person to be in a position to go, they can't exist or something. They most certainly can. I like to be able to exist too. I don't know if they agree with me on that one, but...
And Antifa Cadet replies, graciously allows the existence of Oney Plays. I know Ding Dong and Julian are huge losers right now, but lying makes you look like those Kiwi Farm and Neckbeard types who wants a dox. And Halo says, I mean, that's literally what he's saying in the clip, even if I phrased it mean-spiritedly. Unless I misinterpreted. Oh yeah, it's cool. They're allowed to exist or whatever. I don't know if they'd say the same about myself though. Like, lol. And Antifa Cadet says,
like they care,
I don't want to interfere with that. Was the first.
My favorite part of Internet Versus is when he reads just like random strangers having an argument. It's like, yeah, man, these people, I don't care about either of their opinions.
Said, I'm not the kind of person who's in the position to say they can't exist. I don't think that was the exact same as him giving permission or something, and I'd hope he'd know how stupid it'd be to insinuate he would. And lastly, for Halo Wars, this clip is posted with the caption, this will be the last post. I'm sure someone will make a bigger compilation. There's much more that I don't have clips of, such as
he is afraid of the world-ruling worms that are stalking his stream.
claiming that seeing a Pim at a grocery store gave them a panic attack. Lol. Ding Dong says Chris stalked the Yick final as a power play over them.
I think the finale was supposed to be a thing.
To think that the game Yick. First of all, I love that Y2K is just called a Yick to literally everybody. All right, it doesn't matter how much work they've put in or how they've fixed the game, which is a tragedy because it's the room of video games. But like.
Of keeping us stalled out and like continuously as a factor here, which is why every single time it got brought up after the first time,
how is this going to affect Alex Yick's legacy is the question, you know?
It always had to be some vague kind of insult slung towards our direction, like we messed everything up. And I can also speak to this.
Motherfuckers who give a sneak diss are always cringe as hell, brother, because you can't like lay 10 toes down and just say that somebody is a fuck ass. Like, it's mad easy to be doing that. Like, you could just do that, man. It's free. All right. Bro, I think I might have told this story on a prior stream, but I was running a D&D game, and I had two games going on in my store. My table has all men right now, and it will probably be all men until we end. But the back room had a table with 2 women at it, and this granny comes in. Well, fucking Golden Girls come in, multiple of them, and the lady comes up and she's like, "What is this place? I was very curious and I decided to come in." And it's like, this is a hobby store, you know, like board games, you know, like Monopoly. I should have gone a little older, by the way. I should have said Baccarat or something. But she's like, "Oh, that's nice. Is it only men allowed in here?" As she stares at the entire table. And then my brother was like, "No, there's 2 women in the back." And she's like, "Oh, I thought this was only for guys." And then she left. And it was just like, at first I was like, that was weird. But then one of the guys who's like, I have like a 50-year-old guy at my table, and he's mad chill. And he's like, "I think that old lady was insulting us." And I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, wait a second. The way she described that event was actually like, she was actually dissing us. She was sneak dissing us. Granny was sneak dissing us. Makes me mad. I have shower arguments where I say that Granny should be going to play bingo. Yeah, run D&D games at the retirement homes. They got the back room because a group was gone. She called your store a sausage fest. I have had some absolute baddies pass through my store, so what are you gonna do about it, nerd? As a retail worker, sometimes it's just them being old people. No, it was the way she said it. She was the way she said it. Yeah, no, Granny was saying no bitches. That was what Granny was saying.
Get to see there was a direct image board post that I'm pretty sure came right from him to insist that we messed up the entire thing. Which, if you guys...
The baddies pass, but do they stay? I think my main issue is that I'm running a high-level D&D campaign right now, which less people are interested in, you know. If I was doing another low-level game where anybody could hop in and enjoy it, it would be different. But you need some real sickos that want to play level 16 D&D. But yeah, I've had some absolutely gorgeous women at my table. We'll stop. Like, I'll just say it.
Follow us, and if you know anything about us, no. We commit ourselves very hard to the things we do. It's why I put up with all that to play Yeek to begin with, even when the game froze and even with all the grinding, and that's why I reverse engineered the game. No, I put a lot of effort in, actually.
Not to be this guy, but this is a fucking Let's Play channel. God damn.
It was really unfortunate.
Lamau, you have women in the back. Come when needed. Speak with Smoking 2 vibes. He's all... The women were in the back because we gave them the back room, and the back room is soundproof, okay? And they were playing a D&D game back there, and we had the back room free, so we gave that group the back room.
And it's why it took someone having to donate money for them to eventually...
It's so that way both tables, both mine and theirs, can play and hear each other.
Say that there was no finale. And having kind of their mannerisms slip out a bit, being a little bit backhanded to people over that.
Didn't have to hear all that chuttery up front. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nobody wants to play high-level D&D, guys. It's not exclusive, okay, to just dudes. All right? That's what I'm saying. That is what I said. Nobody wants to do high-level D&D. Level 16 is fucking complicated. Level 20 is even more complicated. You're done, buddy. Back it up. Yeah, like Hal plays high level D&D. She fucking loves that shit. But I will say that Hal is a sick freak who likes really complicated D&D.
For example,
so they play the same game but at separate tables. The other table is playing Daggerheart, you Philistines.
Example, the slanty smiley face thing is being done sarcastically whenever it's being done. Just something to take note of, I guess. But
Destroy Doe replies with this picture of a Pym doll in the caption, "I really want to see him crying over a Pym plush." Funny lol haha XD quotes Ding Dong saying, "There was a direct image board post that I'm pretty sure came right from him," and captions it, "He's just going on 4chan and convincing himself that anonymous people are Chris talking shit about him." Lamau. Joyce replies to the last clip by saying, "I swear I've seen Chris mention the Yick final once or twice."
I'm being rage baited by chat right now. This is awful. This is all you guys are rage baiting me. All right.
Episodes, and it's just a simple, yeah, we didn't have time for that ending. Would have been a lot of work. Where is Dee Dee getting the whole "we're getting vague insults toward our direction" from? And fingers in his replies, "He said something about the tone of Chris's voice changing, which is just insane. Just reading into nothing and acting like he's right." Then Whoa Optimistic started posting a lot of clips from the stream, and they post this one with a caption, "Julian of 11 Games is tormented by seeing the popularity of Smiling Friends. The Amazing Digital Circus has been hotel, etc."
There's all kinds of things. Seeing a Smiling Friends DVD at the store freaked me out.
Wait, was their name Fingers in My Ass? I wasn't even...
Then Whoa Optimistic.
Oh, yeah. No.
Started posting a lot of clips from the stream, and they post this one with a caption, "Julian of 11 Games is tormented by seeing the popularity of Smiling Friends. The Amazing Digital Circus has been hotel, etc."
There's all kinds of things. Seeing a Smiling Friends DVD at the store freaked me out. Seeing everybody draw porn of Digital Circus freaks me out.
Why? Wait a second. What? Why is that? When I... What? Why is the only place you interact with the Amazing Digital Circus Rule 34 related activities? Why is Pomni? Why is Pomni getting plowed by Jax your entire frame of reference for the Amazing Digital Circus?
It makes me feel like I can't participate in the world anymore.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What kind of circles are you running in that one of the main issues you're having is that you can't watch porn without seeing the Amazing Digital Circus? What is going on, bro? What is going on? No, I can't look at porn without seeing Pomni.
It's something that I need to be able to figure out.
When I see my Kinger Goon folder, I have a panic attack.
Mentioned a few minutes ago that, like, way back at the beginning when Dee Dee didn't want to speak about these things, I threatened to break up with him over it because I was like, I feel like this is unethical.
What?
I feel like it needs to be spoken up about. I feel like people are gonna get hurt. People got hurt anyway. There's a really big problem. It's been tormenting for me for years that things related to Oney Play, Smiling Friends, Digital Circus, etc. Has been like all this stuff.
I really hate seeing all these artists I grew up with being successful when I fell off. Bro, that's really making me mad. Seeing all these people I worked with be successful. Yeah, okay, brother. Okay. Sounds like you should lock in and develop some art that satisfies your creative urges.
It bothers me a lot. It freaks me out that, like, these things are super popular.
And Stan says, what was it that needed to be talked about then? And OP replies, supposed bad things that happen to them in LA that they keep saying they want to tell everybody about, but never do. Ding Dong says he has receipts and hours of recorded streams, but has yet to show anyone anything in regards to these vague statements. And Stan says
going to break up with Ding Dong over the fucking TADC and Smiling Friends is crazy.
Digital Circus in there also, which I'm confused by. And Opie says Gooseworks worked with Zach and Aaron Hansen for TADC and went on Oney Plays for an episode of Slightly Artistic. Association is enough for condemnation. Unimaxer quotes the post by saying, I saw a Smiling Friends DVD. This is gonna get people hurt. Severe mental illness, holy shit. Woe Optimistic also continues making multiple tweets, such as this one with the caption, Ding Dong calls a Newgrounds a cult and alludes to staff as being p***s.
Sounding awfully a lot like a cult. Out of any of these online websites and communities I've seen, actually Newgrounds kind of does feel the closest to that to me. I haven't seen this kind of loyalty being embedded.
I mean, there's like a culture and sense of community there. I would argue that's probably better. I think artists having community and solidarity is going to be better because it allows them to advocate for each other better. So I think Newgrounds having that kind of vibe where everybody's like on the same page about art is a good thing. Like, what the fuck else could even be going on there? I've been on Newgrounds. I know what's on there. Like, what, are you fucking kidding me?
Into so many other websites the same kind of way. It is really fucking weird. And
they got a mannerism and personality, but that's just what every type of average user is going to act like on different sites. Like, people on Reddit that use Reddit a lot have particular ways of speaking and particular ideas about things. That's not like cultish. That's just like you act like the community that you are with.
I said, it's driving people insane behind the scenes. And just questionable things in general. Like, I was really confused why so many people that we ran into around Newgrounds, sure, yeah, the neo-Nazi over there is already a big enough problem, but what's with that one over there? Why are you all contacting a 14-year-old to befriend right now? You're all in your 30s. What is that about? Why is this...
Are you fidgeting with nail clippers in the background? No, I have a fidget toy in my hands. Would you like me to put it down? Sure. I put it down. My hands are free.
Keep happening, because this is like the third one now.
And then OP follows up, if you have proof that a Newgrounds user or member of staff is a please report them to the authorities. If nothing happens, there's your final answer. It's not that complicated of a concept. Cowboy replies, this is 100% in reference to Jeff and Dave befriending Little Pico, which was a 14-year-old Japanese girl who was a fan of Pico. It was genuinely the most harmless interaction I've ever seen and sounds more like Didi making up anything he can think of to paint him as the victim. AC says, it's true. When I emailed...
Yeah, it's like, why Ding Dong addressing this now only makes it sound like Ding Dong was sitting around doing nothing the entire time, man. Ding Dong was watching all this awful shit happen going, this is bad, somebody should do something about it. But not me.
Tom Fulp, because I got locked out of my account, he demanded I vote for Donald J. Trump twice and convert to esoteric Hitlerism, or else he'd plant in my account and report me to the FBI. Maximum Play quotes the clip by saying, low-key, this feels like Michael Jackson phone call reporting the Epstein Island thing and no one believed him. Like, I don't know, he's been deep into this shit, he probably knows stuff no one else does. Random dude says...
It's possible, but then why isn't he doing anything about it? Or why did he never do anything about it at that point, right? It's like at a certain point, Ding Dong addressing this now and saying it now almost makes it like strange because at the time he just wasn't like I don't know, addressing any of it. Like, he should have been adult enough to say something at the time.
Everyone acting like he was talking about some secret underground NG ring are morons. He is talking about when Dave and Jeff became friends with Little Pico, and that situation was literally just them giving a young Japanese artist a platform. Didi is a schizo. We've known this. Woe Optimistic also posted this clip of the caption, Ding Dong says Chris and other Newgrounders dogpiled the trans artist who made that New Guy comic in defense of PewDiePie.
And if someone would be like, no, they don't dogpile. Man, do you know where the New Guy meme came from? Do you know what that was even in relation to? Some trans artist made a comic that nobody even saw until one of them decided to make it into a big spectacle and double down on it. Because how dare you say something negative about PewDiePie? Wonderful, darling, innocent person PewDiePie who's never done anything.
All right. It's been nearly 10 years since the bridge incident. I think we can all grow up. All right. I think it's time to move on, guys. All right. PewDiePie said the N-word on a bridge. He made a mea culpa for it. And then we all moved on. All right. He got plenty of comeuppance for that. What are we doing now? All right. What is he, some secret Hitler? I don't think so.
Wrong. Why would you want to... Why would
Defending
you...
PewDiePie to this day is cringe, though. There's nothing to even defend. It's so old. It's like a nothing burger. Like, what the fuck is PewDiePie doing now, aside from raising his child, drawing pictures in his notebook, and building computers in his room?
Feel good about something bad happening to a person who was paying people who were struggling and suffering and desperate $5 to hold up a sign
I do
that said,
believe that Ding Dong is projecting, actually.
"Death to all Jews," and then monetize the video. How dare you? He got to where he was through hard work by exploiting others and...
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? YouTube is... I will say this. YouTube is significantly more egalitarian than most places. But if we talk about the exploitation of people, we could probably more accurately levy that at somebody who's like an industrial creator like Mr. Beast.
hurting others and...
And even Ding Dong don't know.
I guess it kind of falls apart there, huh? No, I get it. The comic wasn't very good, but that was why that also happened.
And Agui replies with the context of the comic.
It's just a self-report on the artist. Oh, what's so funny? That millionaire gamer bro douchebag totally got robbed. Hey, how'd you like it if you were robbed?
Being referenced, saying this comic, this isn't even humor. It's just a self-report on the artist, lol. And it is the artist saying, and the new guy.
Oh yeah, I forgot Connor reads them.
Guy says, oh, what's so funny? And the artist says, that millionaire gamer bro douchebag totally got robbed. And new guy says, hey, how'd you like it if you were robbed? And then the artist says, oh, wow, I can tell we're going to be the kind of coworkers who become good friends. And new guy says, wow, really? And the artist says, hell no.
It's like the terminally online artist versus a guy who has zero context for anything. Now that I'm looking at this now, like at the time, like obviously it was like very cringy, but now that I'm looking at it now, it just almost comes off as she's like very like tone deaf and more about, it's just very focused on herself, right? It's less to do about like, you know, like the event is cringe, but it's more about what it represents, right? Because the way that the comic is structured and how I imagine the interaction went is that both of these people work retail or at like a barista, like a Starbucks or something, right? And this terminally online coworker is talking about something that's happening online, and this terminally offline guy is making a judgment on the basis of literally anything that his coworker just mentioned. And so he has no way to understand the context of anything. Okay? Yeah, she's entitled, yeah. Oh, yeah, they had the whole thing about the shoplifting stuff, too. Yeah. It was all that. Yeah. Which one is the artist? I can't tell what side this is coming from. Purple hair? Pink hair? Yeah. Yeah, it said she thinks she's better than other people. That's really it. That's really it. It's like, yeah, PewDiePie did something racist and offensive. It's like, okay. It's like, okay, whoa. Let's not say that we should... There's the degrees of scale, right? If you do something offensive and something bad happens as a result, it shouldn't be you get robbed or you get exploded, right? Like, it's gotta be degrees here. Yeah, I don't even think the interaction happened. No. And then everybody, yes, this is an everybody clapped situation. You guys remember the fucking bike cuck comic? You know what's funny is that after that happened and he got tons of shit for it, Shen became funnier and better at making comics.
Danny says, what the fuck does that comic have to do with PewDiePie? What is he even saying? And Soul replies, Pewds got his house robbed. Retard bitch made a comic mocking Pewds. Comic had a nice guy who said making fun of Pewds is wrong. He was supposed to be the artist's strawman. Internet embraces nice guy, including Chris. This all happened a very long time ago. Vinlove quote tweets the post by saying, Chris worked with Gooseworks, an openly trans creator. Truly a Fed quote tweets the post by saying,
Yeah, he got his backlash. No mainstream company works with him when other channels his size got Coke partnerships and shit like that. You know what's funny? I think now they wouldn't care. You know, I think enough time has passed where people just don't care.
The most controversial thing PewDiePie did was the N-word bridge thing, while Ding Dong was dropping ends pretty regularly across multiple channels. Lol. Whoa Optimistic also tweets out
Who's another one that bounced back? Hot Diggity Demon was another one that like bounced back after getting mogged by the internet.
The caption, Ding Dong and Julian on how Chris could have been a real human with a heart, but gradually turned into a Pizzagate MAGA Nazi.
I don't think he would have actually lashed out the way that he did at the time if it weren't for the fact that, yes, people have been trying to make conflict happen with him since the start. There's a lot of people who have been trying to get us to go at each other's throats the whole time. And like I said early on, Chris did recognize that too.
Yeah, isn't it crazy that like JonTron had his crazy like racist crash out shit, and now it's just like it has no effect whatsoever in like long term hindsight.
So he was saying, don't fall for this stuff. But I'm not sure when he kind of had...
Okay, look, yeah, he's still around. I wouldn't say bounce back. Okay, clearly we have different interpretations of that, right? So whether or not you get off the horse or not is really the big difference here, right? So if you do something stupid online and then you decide to hang up your hat entirely, that's way different than saying I did something stupid online and then continuing to do stuff in spite of that or getting better as a result of that. And these are like those things where it's like it doesn't happen instantaneously. It happens over a long period of time. And it just matters whether or not people are going to give you the time to do something like that, right? I do think there's like kind of like a weird double standard on the internet where people are like, I want you to change and get better. Fuck you. And then the person does, or you can't really tell if they do because time is a long time. And so as a result, people continually be mad even though time has passed, which means you don't know what happened in that other person's life because, you know, probably speaking, you don't literally know that person and you don't literally know what they're doing.
Own moment of succumbing to it and getting...
JonTron never faced any real backlash though. He did. Absolutely he did. He lost a lot of connections from that entire thing, specifically with Destiny at the time, from what I remember. A shit ton. But JonTron still produces content. I don't think JonTron's opinions have changed since that time. I remember reading something where it was like some of them have changed, and then some of it was like he just chose to not say anything anymore. But it's like, you know, it's about what I said earlier, right?
Overly worried about what other people...
Yeah, JonTron literally lost the Game Grumps from that. Yeah, a lot of his contemporaries decided to not fuck with him now, like, as a result of that. And he ended up losing connections with, like, tons of YouTubers for a very long time.
Because I think a lot of people got sucked into, like, the political culture war stuff. He wasn't as much at the time, but he got a lot worse as the years went on, to the point where, like, being MAGA was, like, his only identity by the end. I think by the end, or sorry, at the beginning, what the point that you're talking about, he was a little bit more of a human.
Yeah, I would say. He was a little more open-minded at the start, even though he still had these tendencies and everything.
Yeah, like your fans might say, but your professional network is toast. Yeah, but even that, I think for a lot, it depends on who you are and what you do and all that stuff, but like a professional network reemerges after a long enough period of time if you keep going, if you keep producing. This isn't justifying bad behavior, by the way, but it's like, you know, to say that things are toast and toast indefinitely is wrong, because the reality is, especially for companies, they don't really fucking care, actually. So like, you could be whatever and it would still be fine. If a long enough time has passed and their entire like market. They're like, we've done the test. It's fine. They don't fucking care. If you're good at networking, well, most YouTubers are bad at it, but I'd assume that the older ones or ones that have been around longer are at least mildly better at it. A lot of new ones not very good at it.
In terms of like, well, where does he even like fall in like politically and everything? Because I know people want to say like, well, you know, he's like, no, man. He was kicking off a lot of stuff back at the time. I mentioned the new guy meme, which by the way,
Yeah, exactly. And
why do
yeah,
you think Kiwi Farms?
this is what I'm talking about. When it, yeah, you get sucked into like needing to. That thing that you're always talking about where you mention like, oh, if you're on one political side, you need to side by all of the issues that are supposed to matter.
No. But it's a frustrating thing for that too, because yeah, I don't want to even put somebody on blast in that kind of way either. Really, the politics of it.
I don't know if you actually agree with what you just said. I think that's not true, but okay.
Thing I was trying to leave out anyhow, but that is what a lot of the crowd hovering around it wants from it. And it did get worse as time went on. After, things continued along like 2016, 2017, 2018, it's why going out with people, now every single night, everyone is going on and on and on about Pizzagate. Now,
what? Is this old? No, this is Ding Dong and Julian talking about it now, post hoc. It's been a decade. First of all, 2016 was a decade ago! Gamergate and its consequences. Yeah, baffling statements to make it a big 26. It all comes back to Pizzagate, bro.
everyone is constantly talking about these things. Everyone's bringing up more and more conspiracy theories. With Chris...
Who the fuck is bringing up my... If your social circle isn't discussing Pizzagate, then you're not a Shrigma male, bro. I don't think I've had a single friend. If I knew someone that brought up fucking Pizzagate to me in person, I would lose my mind, bro.
I know that he actually has room to not have to be, mean. He could be nice.
Remember Benghazi. Bro, Hillary Clinton's emails.
We'd witnessed it on occasion. I could see that there
Here I'm chilling in Cedar Rapids. No, I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
was a heart buried
Pokemon Go to the polls.
down and all of that. But unfortunately, once again, when you grow up around all this, and this is the crowd around you, it starts impacting you and influencing you. And that's why he was making a lot of his own nervous decisions at the time, too, and then lashing out and kind of always pointing around at everybody around him.
And Pleon Logos replies, no better summary of online leftism than saying someone could have been a real human being while wallowing in your dingy house making vor fetish games. Darkside Bill says, Doug Walker, Jack Black, and Gooseworks are outwardly left-wing people, and Chris had no problem working with them. DD is projecting because he surrounds himself with blue sky nutjobs. And Tequila Man says, Jack Black is unfortunately pro-Israel, so I don't know if he should be included in the left-wing people group.
Well, I don't think they've really come to terms with that one just yet, but how will this affect Israel's legacy is quite the question.
Gimgill says, Chris is such a Pizzagate Nazi BWC racist. He collabed with a tranny a couple months ago. Whoa, then also post this clip saying,
everything I hear from Ding Dong is they let 2016 break them and only got worse as time has gone on. Yeah.
saying, Ding Dong and Julian have been afraid of being assassinated for talking about Oney plays for the past 10 years.
I'm very sorry that if we end up,
Yeah, he's still on the left even if he has shit opinions, yeah.
mysteriously vanishing, so to speak, or something like that, that I was not able to fulfill all the game projects that I wanted to do. But I knew it was going to be a possibility that this shit was going to get us killed, so...
What are you talking about? You're
are.
saying this like you're gonna get assassinated for speaking out about Oney plays? If you're not gonna, you know how low on the order of importance you have to be, okay? If somebody kills you for these opinions, that it is truly a genuine tragedy that you are murdered. All right? This is not an assassination to protect Big Oney plays, bro. Are you serious?
I guess. No. I'm very sorry because yeah, a lot of people in chat are talking about like how stressful this is. I've been having this on my mind every day for like the past 10 years.
What? 10 years? Bro, 2016, bro. Ding dong.
Why I've gone crazy.
Ding dong and Julian are losing their minds at the concept of, dude, Harambe's death broke Ding dong and Julian.
That's why I'm like, I can't relate.
Oney plays sniper waiting outside their house 24/7. Yeah, Big Tomar.
To other human beings anymore.
But, we knew it was coming. Even on the thing of mysteriously disappearing, that was just like a month ago we told people about that, right? That if we just suddenly ban
Doug
it,
Walker blows down the wall to their apartment and he does the thing from the start of the Nostalgia Critic episodes and then he shoots them.
just keep in mind, no, we were not suicidal.
What are you talking about? You're not even saying it like a crazed gunman is gonna kill you. You're saying it like a seasoned hitman is going to make it look like an accident. What do you think Chris O'Neill has the money to fund a seasoned hitman? What kind of Peter Thielian man do you think Oney plays has, dude?
No, it's not that we did something to ourselves. Something like that probably
I murder furries, so Oney doesn't have to.
happening.
And Dick Bipkiss says, these guys are full-blown lolcows. Is this like a bit or something? And Opie says, honestly, I wish. Was really looking forward to Tough a Bippy and Trigger Treats. Mr. Mo Lester says, if I recall, there's proof somewhere a guy with a gun did show up once, but to act like he was gonna fucking CIA Red Room those two on behalf of Chris is insanity, Lamau. These two were clearly never made for actually online fame.
Agent 47 pops out of nowhere. You don't understand. They have the Oney files. They could take down all of Newgrounds with the knowledge they had.
He's replies to this edited Discord message of Keemstar, putting Oney plays and G
The
over
classic. This is one of my favorite messages of all time.
his name, saying, here's the deal. I want this guy clean shot. Gorgeous Ring replies, we are not suicidal. Like Chris is going to send an elite syndicate to covertly wipe them out. Lol. Serbian Cream King quotes the post by saying, getting assassinated because you left a Let's Play channel sounds like a Cruelty Squad mission.
It does. It does. The concept of like, yeah, we're gonna kill these guys. They used to be in our fucking Let's Play channel, and then they decided to leave and start their own podcast. Anyway, you're going to break into the podcast studio and kill them. Like,
Dr. Meme says, when Mick fucked up and ruined his friendship with Oney, he apologized for his wrongs, and while I don't think they're friends anymore, he still gets to voice stuff in the industry, even on Smiling Friends and Digital Circus. These two are just burning everything with no regard. Noah quotes the post by saying, a guy has literally been threatening to kill them for years. And Piggy Jelly says, anyone with any mild amount of e-clout gets death threats all the time. Boo fucking who. And Noah says, from what I gathered, Ding Dong said someone appeared in front of their home with a weapon. And Quoud Stwife says, it's always if I recall, from what I gathered and from what I remember hearing, and never any actual evidence. Punished Billy quotes the post by saying, Chris O'Neill sends his retards.
the only good tweet so far I might have had. Dude, you know, Big Worm killed Shmormu, and now Big Worm will kill Ding Dong and Julian.
Woe also continues posting this clip where they caption it, Ding Dong and Julian hope they're able to finish their games before they are killed.
Oh my god.
I sure hope we get to finish our game.
Yeah, I would like to.
Oh my god, bro. Just finish your boar fetish game, bro. Me and my glass houses with the projects that I haven't finished.
I really would like to.
I was already talking about
to
being
move repeatedly and do all this.
I was already talking about being unsure beforehand, but now I have to worry about getting killed again.
It kind of sounds like you made this yourself, right? Like if you were worried about having like if you were worried about beef occurring at your doorstep, why did you bring beef into your life by mentioning it? It's not like I get on every stream and air every little personal grievance I've ever had. I try not to, right? So it's like, why would you go on stream and then invoke it yourself? Like, why are you asking to be murdered is what I'm saying.
It's okay. It's
I'm an anti-vor warrior.
joke. It's just a big joke. Unless... no, it's a joke. Unless...
Maybe you'd be more famous if you made games people might play instead of fetish porn games. You'd be surprised.
What replies with this meme is saying...
I'd imagine that there's vor enjoyers in this chat right now. You know, I would imagine there's at least one.
Should Ding Dong and Julian, and a bunch of people saying agreed. Inspector Luke replies, them talking about it constantly seems like they really want it to happen because that's probably the only legacy they can have. Will also continues posting with this clip and the caption,
an anti-warrior
tries to enjoy his game, but Ding Dong can't stop thinking about an assassin.
It's okay, I'm chill. Okay, you got a Chikorita. I trust you.
I like Chikorita.
Yeah, I like Chikorita.
Please don't betray me, Chikorita.
Yeah, please don't kill me.
Okay, if you had to help them out of a drama, which game dev would you rather help? Ding Dong Julian or Pirate Software? Pirate Software would be insufferably difficult to help, okay? Ding Dong and Julian, I just need to unplug their router. If I can do that, then it's okay. But Pirate Software is like cooked from the inside out.
I picked you for Legends EA.
Please don't show up at my house with a gun, Chikorita. It's in their mouth.
Yeah.
They use razor leaf to knock the door down.
And Punished Billy asks, was that pause edited in, or was that actually there? And Woe says no, that was 10 seconds of following silence. Another clip gets posted with the caption, Ding Dong and Julian think that people outside of their stream audience hearing them talk about Oney plays will be the end of their world.
They very, very desperately want to make this into the end of the world for us right now.
It may be.
It might be.
I hope they don't succeed.
No, people go with it. This
Man, getting murdered for your vor fetish game is definitely a thing, I guess. You know, I can't even imagine a world.
stuff is hot right now. People like this kind of thing.
Yeah, I know.
So yes, no, they might be able to. This might be the thing that ends up ruining our lives even further. It could be. The only reason we're trying to, get through it anyways is because, once again, this is how we've been living. This is what you're actually getting to see the truest form of what it's like for us right now.
I'm very sorry.
Like early Christians trying to get martyred by Roman occupiers. I like that in this equation, Big Tomar is the Roman occupier. Do you need time to digest that? Listen here. Arthur's kitten boy wife. Listen here. Boy wife. I'm trying to make you fucking shit your fucking pants with my mind right now.
Yeah, no.
This is happening while we're just working the whole time, and that people are screeching off to the side.
If you unironically got murdered for your vor fetish game, that would honestly be crazy work. That must mean that vor fetish shit hits like crazy style.
The only person they got to worry about is Tomar. Rumor has it, they stole one of his emeralds.
While we're still just trying to make work.
I have tried my very best to keep a smile on when we're streaming those.
Fucking stop streaming, bro. Fucking stop streaming. What? Dude, I'm sorry. I've not seen this chatter before. But Arthur's kitten boy wife said, "Damn, daddy laid down the law." What the fuck? I wish we had VIP. I wish we had some of those fucking Twitch features.
Gameplay stuff. But it's very difficult because, yeah, this stuff is always in the back of my mind.
What do you mean, dude? I don't even who the fuck I don't go through my life thinking about such a diverse community you have, Diesel. I know. We are something. This is a great community. I'm so proud of this community. I'm gonna start putting up a sign that it's like it's been this many days since the last gooning related incident in the server, you know. But yeah, it's just like I don't spend, and I've said this before on stream, it's like every time one of these like quote unquote persecuted parties from my past like rears their ugly head, I go, oh, I forgot about that. I didn't remember that. Because it's like it occupies zero space in my fucking memory. We're the Dieselings. We're not making it that. Listen, you guys are little guys that was promised to you 2,000 years ago. All right, we're not making Dieselings a thing.
It has been just constant for the better part
Dieselings makes it sound like a dingleberry offshoot, you know.
Decade.
And
Dieseloids, that's even worse. I don't like that. Weird Diesel Kirk, that's when I get assassinated, okay? I forgot about that is always the best response to people like these, yeah. Diesel cells.
Archimond replies, imagine if they played games, made jokes, and did funny scream like the good old days. I miss them, man.
Diesel dongs? Oh my god. Let's divert back to Dieseling.
Wimpy Fox says,
counting or not counting stream violence, so true.
Be real, they were right about this, lol. One of their live streams blew up, and now clowning on them and goofing on them became a huge trend among even total outsiders. This clip also gets posted with the caption, Ding Dong and Julian find out someone was able to record video on their streaming website. Time to go mask off.
So you know how we thought something was probably going on during that stream? Yeah, there was. Somebody figured out how to...
These guys must... Is this actual psychosis? What the fuck? Do they have, like, black mold in their apartment that's causing it or something? What's going on?
I hope the website doesn't stop being fun.
Why is there an Arab guy in the corner? The cat video ended, and now it's just some guy. I don't even know why that happened.
For people.
Yeah. We knew it was coming once again.
We did.
It was like
you kept warning people.
It was like 4 months ago.
Your cat video became a dude.
Warned people about it.
You kept warning people.
I knew it was
How
coming.
long was that guy up there? How long was that guy on the stream?
It was the beginning of this year that we talked about it. We knew it was coming.
Mashallah, Diesel-san. No, I don't. I just didn't know why it was up there. It just happened.
We knew it was all...
It's 2026. Everybody's gone mask off, and we had to do it too.
And Barry Niceboy replies, just wondering, what was the trigger for all these recent schizo ramblings? And OP replies, someone recorded when they thought nobody but their small audience was listening. And Barry Niceboy's, people would just do that? On the internet? It's time for the nuclear option. Blark says, Ding Dong is so weird, bro. What is wrong with his brain, genuinely? Sam says, why did they fucking broadcast it live to the internet if they didn't want it to be public? And Abwezi says,
yeah, I don't know why they're, you know, like, why are they surprised? Like, they said it online to their public audience. If it was like in the privacy of their own home and some man had a camera in there, that'd be a different story.
Clearly do want it though, despite what they say. This clip also gets posted with a caption, Ding Dong and Julian may need to ban user Streisand Effect from the stream. Did not try to flag a stream recording down from YouTube, but his moderator did.
No, I mean, we can't do anything to stop that anyway. Streisand Effect, there says there's somebody named Streisand Effect that you I guess want to ban on your
Well, this is quite literally the Streisand Effect. Like, them doing this is the Streisand Effect.
I don't know. You could go back and look at that later.
It's funny.
You don't need them to report
I mean,
it,
no,
right?
I don't really care. It's obvious. Any new account today is obvious, but also with that, that's funny if they're trying to say, we're trying to get the video taken down. When I didn't try to get the video taken down. Oh, sorry. Is it getting the video taken down when we're talking about it as it's happening and everyone's freaking the fuck out during?
Like, I don't even know why they're being rage baited so easily. Like, these two people are old enough and have been around long enough to know that you gotta just not engage. Like, it's so easy. Like, it's so easy.
In the process. That's not trying to get the video taken down. I'm acknowledging it. That's why I said, I think this is a little unfamiliar. When somebody is willing to acknowledge it live on the spot and they don't actually feel shame in what was
They have the
spoken about.
gene. I know it always comes down to that, but it's just like, it's so easy, you know? It does require, I will say this, it does require a little bit of constitution to not respond to every single glup shitto in the universe, okay? Because sometimes people are stupid and you want to destroy them with facts and logic. But you got to just let stupid people be stupid.
And rather what they're getting into is, here's part of the problem and why a lot of this happened to everybody else too.
Also, this clip gets posted with the caption, Julian on losing faith in humanity and punching holes in walls.
Keep in mind for the future anyway. I mentioned how I lost my faith in like everybody. I lost my ability to trust people, including Dee Dee. That like I felt like, oh, if you're not willing to talk about this, then that's because you support it. Stuff like that.
The gene has manifested in previously unprecedented numbers. It's a pandemic. I would actually, okay. I know that's like you're doing a joke, but I think the internet is like, I have no evidence for this, but I do think that the internet has encouraged psychosis in people. Or that the internet as it stands now is like actively making something is it's fucking us up. All right, it's like you have literally all of the damn phones again, but like you have all of the knowledge in the world at the palm of your hands, and like a Lovecraftian object, the more you stare at it, the crazier it makes you. You know, like that would be a Lovecraft tool of destruction. So I do not think it's surprising that it makes people go crazy.
It's an issue. There are people who are actually trying to be good out there. And me like lumping them in with the bad people. Does everybody
Yeah, I mean definitely there is like the milker enabling this, but I think it transcends beyond the milkable person, you know. They have their own website where they live stream from there. There's more or less completely isolated themselves inside a hug box of like maybe 50 people. Jesus.
Disservice, does me a disservice, does them a disservice. There needs to be like a better way for me to be able to deal with my emotions. Dee Dee trying
There's
to...
only, yeah, you can only play one of two roles on the internet. The milker or the milked.
Control me for all of these years is like really unfair to him. He shouldn't have to babysit me. It can cause problems. I put a hole through the wall like fucking...
What do you... I've never been so angry that I break something physically. I think, like... I don't know, like... I don't even know how you get to that point. I legitimately don't know. First of all, things is expensive, okay? Second of all, I just don't see that. Like, I've gotten mad before. I've gotten hopping mad, but, like, I've never done that. And the concept of somebody doing that seems so profoundly, like, childish and weird that I don't even know how to, like, square that circle, you know? You've never gotten so angry you wanted to hurt someone? Not that I can think of. You know? I mean, I guess, like, I would be happy if certain people, like, burst into flames, but, like, you know, we all got that. We all got somebody that we're like, maybe it would be better if that happened. You know? But we don't. It's not the same thing.
I don't remember how many years ago, like 7 years ago, something like that. I think we were still living in L.
Arthur's kitten boy wife. I can milk really well. Oh, I bet you can, boy wife. I bet you can.
And G replies, I feel like there's a common type of person who makes being mentally ill their whole personality, and therefore they can never get away from their mental illness, so they just keep getting worse and worse and accumulating more pathologies. It's like when everybody seems like a dick, maybe it's actually you. His entire standard for faith in humanity is believing a bunch of incoherent utopian bullshit.
You never wanted to knock a dude's block off before? I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I guess. But, like, I have the foresight and, like, the control over my self enough to not give grievous bodily harm to someone, you know?
The leftist invented 5 minutes ago. Butthole McGee says, Julian seems more self-aware of his mental issues than DD, but the spiraling these two put each other in constantly isn't healthy for either of them. Both of them need to take a step back from the internet. It would do them wonders. Julian finds it hard to believe that nobody could tell that he and Ding Dong had problems being on with Oney Plays. Argued with Ding Dong on whether to expose those who wronged them.
It's always really confused me. I remember a long time ago when I was hoping that people would just pick up on what the problem was, because to me it seemed
you gotta understand, chat, that they should have been able to read his mind that he was having a bad time on Oney Plays, okay? He should have been able to fucking be able to fucking psychically send that to your mind. You should have known. You should have known what Ding Dong and Julian were thinking, okay?
obvious enough. To me, it seemed like everybody could really tell what was going on, and that, like, anybody who says otherwise is probably lying. It's still really...
You've never been friend zoned and punched a cow before, punched a cow? Sorry, it's this conversation. You've never been friend zoned and punched a couch before, Diesel? I mean, I have been friend zoned and then I cry a little in privacy of my own home, and then I jerk off, and then I don't feel bad, and then I just go about my day. You know, I don't know, like, be a normal person. Why are you committing violence?
Hard for me to believe that people couldn't tell there was a problem. But like, it was like haunting me constantly, and I was constantly having...
That's a Mike from PA reference. I just know that that's like a one of those really snide people on Twitter. They're like a streamer or something. I don't know anything else. I'm gonna continue to be non-educated on that though.
Emotional problems trying to get through things, because I didn't feel like it was possible for me to avoid it. I didn't feel like it was possible for me to live my day-to-day life without it coming up in some capacity. It is generally expected that if somebody has an interest in us, they also have an interest in Oney Plays. I felt like it was my responsibility.
He's a couch puncher, that's all you need to know. Did he punch a couch because he was upset for getting friend zoned? That's really sad. Is that a joke or true?
To like expose the trauma that was being felt by both me and Dee.
Wow, he did. He cried so... okay, all right. Damn, that's crazy. There's a video of it. Okay. It happened live. Wait, getting friend... So he got friend zoned live? What? You got friend zoned live? Well, if I got friend zoned live, that would be a different story. That would be a different story. I probably wouldn't punch a couch because I know how to keep my composure under performance, but like, you know.
That like I was like, if you're not gonna talk about it, then I will.
Yes, by Bad Bunny. All right. Well. I'm sorry. If I get like curved, and the reason I get curved is because a celebrity slid into somebody's DMs, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. Okay? Like, that's fucking crazy work. What? Is that...
And it stressed him the fuck out. It really terrified him because he didn't want to make waves. He didn't want to cause problems. I felt like he was going too soft. And I mean, I do think that our conflict is
not the big bad bunny, the streamer girl. Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? We're just making people up, guys. You guys come in here, you're like, Diesel, there was the bad bunny. No, not that guy, the other one. It's like it's more than one. Yeah, getting friend zone live is pretty tough, not gonna lie.
also the same kind of breaking point culturally all over the world.
Streamer girl that had the foot cam. What?
Right now, a lot of people are at breaking point because things have gone too far, and that's 100% what happened here. Going too far is what I did. Going too far is what the fandom did. Oh, Apple Green, 100%. Couples therapy on top of me just needing to get my own shit in order.
And Lutheran replies, he was laughing hysterically every video he was in, lol. What's he talking about? And Chinese Snake replies, he only played along so Chris Hitler O'Neill didn't shoot him with his Walther P30. Number 1 Surge Defender says, near enough, every single video he was jovial as fuck when he wasn't tired. Even during Oney stays where they really didn't want to do it, they were laughing up a storm every vid. All this revisionist bullshit is so disingenuous, it's crazy. And in regards to the if people find us, they found us because of Oney Play shit, fucking yeah, obviously. Unless you're some huge furry, I don't see how the fuck you'd find Ding Dong, and especially Julian, naturally. They don't really go out of their way to advertise their stuff. This clip gets posted with a caption.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know why, like... It almost seems like they've made their own bed in a way, right? Like, why put yourself in these? It's like, why put yourself in these positions? Number one, but then number two, why are you not helping yourself do things better? You know, I don't know what the fuck is compelling you to not improve or do anything for yourself. I don't know. It's very strange. Yeah, they're killing their own careers. Like, it would be so easy for them to leave Oney Plays and then do something for themselves. But instead, they just chose to do nothing and complain. Like, why? Like, there was no reason to do that. He literally punches the couch while she's sitting there. I need to find this. I'm going to choose to remain ignorant, is what I'm going to do. Okay.
And Julian is terrified by our crazy world, threatened by the Emoji Movie, and the bigots are after them.
Do you want me to... I can tell you about, like, how intense the fear is that I was feeling.
Wasn't Ding Dong making a game, though? Yeah, why doesn't Ding Dong show that process? You know, Ding Dong could be doing things about it.
Stuff was, like, tormenting me on a daily basis. The last 2 years in particular, like, things were manageable more early on, that I was able to be like, I'm gonna...
Best roller coaster.
That's like pretty much every time, you know?
Excuse me, I'm gonna pay attention to my own life. I'm gonna do the positive things that I want to see in the world, but as things...
Alright, hold on. Here. I'm clicking on the fucking couch video. When's the couch punch happen? 9:17 for the couch punch. We'll go, hold on. I would also never try and... I've definitely tried to riz while live, but like really actually being like, hey, you want to go out sometime is like bad.
Red. Look how red my hand is. Isn't that weird? Well, no. Just
I know, I always hit it. I punched the
Kool-Aid on this one.
The hard
Man, I really like other streamers that just this is silent. This is nothing. What is this?
the granite a little.
Yeah.
This is right before the couch punch.
That just feels good.
Oh my god.
Bro was upset. What? That was a hard hit. What? Why was he upset like that, bro? Calm down.
Yeah.
It just feels good.
What did you just do?
Nothing, bro. Just full on wallop the couch.
Why is this couch now moved? Did you just hit the couch?
Let me just move the couch back. I just...
The response from her is even worse, right? Like, if I were to punch a couch in the silence and comfort of my alone self, that's one thing. But to do it in the presence of others is a completely different one, okay?
Nudged it. Oh shit, they're here.
Okay, so this is that lady? Okay. This is also a very rough clip. Mike explains the couch punching.
That's fine. I think that's fine. So if a guy pays for my tab,
I think they.
Oh boy, that's rough. That's rough. Oh boy, it's 4 seconds and a lot of things just happened. You know, I could write a paper about this, you know. I could write a paper about this. Oh.
I'm getting your attention.
All right.
I feel like
Oh boy, there's a lot to break down here. First of all, your suit jacket doesn't fit.
At his 2333 became a member. At his 2333 celebrates 4 months of membership. God, I love these. I rewatch them every year.
Oh god. The rubbing your hands together, your suit jacket's like a little too big. Oh. Oh. Yeah. That's rough. That's rough.
I touched like a vampire.
Let it go. Stop dragging it out. Every time you drag it, every second you do that, it makes it worse.
Fire touching holy water.
can I help you?
Ah! Oh no! Oh, pause, Andy. Every frame of painting. You don't even have the context of how he literally used to call himself an alpha, unironically. Oh. Oh.
I think they want to go in.
Okay.
Wow. That was rough. Dude, why does my fucking monitor keep going full screen, bro?
Let's go.
Okay.
Oh. That's rough. You know, I listen, fellas, don't do any of that. Is basically it. It just explains the couch punching so well. She was so not interested in him too. Diesel, would you believe me if I told you they're married now? Okay, not only would I not believe you, but like, if they are married now and you are being honest, never mind, man, never mind. All right? Fellas, if you get friend zoned, you can't escape. You can't get the girl. Never mind, you can't, bitch. You can't. Zeke the chatter lied. It's over. You're chopped. You're washed. There's no future for you. You should jump. He might have dated her at some point, though. Don't worry, I was lying. They're not, but she hooked up with Mike's literal nemesis. Who's that? Who'd she hook up with? You're about to say somebody, like, crazy? One guide successfully? Hey, I yes-anded it, alright? That's all that's important. I yes-anded it. Destiny. I'm not believing you. I'm not believing you, but if you say that, I believe that. I believe that. I believe Destiny. Okay, now multiple of you are saying Destiny. Was it really Destiny? Was it really Destiny? Yes. Mike was a Destiny orbiter. She did hook up with Destiny. That's true. Wow. That's rough. That's rough. That's rough. That's rough. Oh boy. I don't understand how Destiny fucks. Is it just because he's kind of an asshole? I'll never understand that.
Things got further and further out of control, as I think everybody has gotten to observe over the past 2 years that, like, so many things in society are falling apart. Of course, like, things were going to get more and more intense in my personal life, too. And Didi was really scared. He was freaked out by how intense my...
I gotta be honest, I'm gonna tell you guys, as a man who has lived with clout, and actually, nah, yeah, maybe clout does play a role. I'm not gonna say it's the end-all be-all, but sometimes it does, and then sometimes it don't, you know? Sometimes it do be that way, but sometimes not really. Wow, what a really good take, Diesel.
Emotions were. This is partially why he felt like he needed to speak up and give me a space to give my...
Dude, you know I'm a fucking nerd because that picture on the right with the hooded guys with the axe is a fucking magic card. It's a fucking magic card. I forget what it does. I think it destroys black creatures. Yeah, that card it destroys. Yeah, that's a card that destroys black creatures from Magic.
My feelings on the subject, because he watched as like it was affecting me really terribly, and I could tell you from personal perspective that like this shit feels like the worst thing ever. Doesn't have to necessarily be my specific problem, but that whatever is tormenting you fucking hurts. It's painful. It's physically painful. My chest hurts when I'm that scared. This is part of the reason that Didi felt like he needed to do something, because he saw that I was just constantly in a state of terror all the time. Anytime somebody would come to stream and make a comment about like whatever, you know, cartoon or the Let's Play channel or anything like that, I would freak the fuck out. And he saw like how scary that was and how much pain it would put me through. And he felt like he had no other choice than to have to talk about it. I was feeling really threatened.
This feels like you should get over this friend breakup in therapy, man. It really, I don't think we talk about that, but you know, it's true facts. Like we need to be like normalizing having conversations about friend breakups, because some motherfuckers be walking around with all this like weird friend therapy baggage or friend breakup baggage.
Constantly.
New member based Poggies, very Poggies.
It's really hard for me to not just see evil in everything. That's why I brought up the example of like fucking the Emoji Movie, that I was like, this is terrible.
Well, you see evil in everything, and your first thing to give a frame of reference example is the Emoji Movie. I mean, I guess, sure. I probably wouldn't put the Emoji Movie on my top 5 most evil things in the universe, but you know, if that's what really gets your goat, you know, who am I to stop you?
Yeah, Dill Starling, that's the impression I get. I think that that's partially why this exploded the way that it is, because 2026 has been such an insane year that, like, everybody's losing their minds to some extent.
I gotta be honest, I think that might be you projecting, actually, too. Every year is more insane than the prior year, but whether or not you choose to indulge in your own personal insanity is a different story. So, you know, we might live in a universe where Charlie got kirked, but that doesn't mean you need to worry about being kirked in your own apartment.
Everybody's being
Wait
pushed
until this guy finds out about COVID, dude. Wait until this guy finds out about Dr. Fauci, dude.
beyond their limits. I imagine there's probably going to be other breaking points for other things that are not even related to us. That other people are just going to be having breakdowns and stuff like that too. now we're in a situation
I mean,
where
yeah, everybody's gonna be having breakdowns for as long as the internet exists, you know?
things could go really badly for us. Maybe somebody is going to actually succeed in killing us. It could be that they just, obliterate our income. There's like a lot of different ways that people can strike back about it. I think one of the most fucked up things about this situation is so many of the people who are attacking us are being completely upfront. They're like not hiding their motivations. And the fact that so much of it is like rooted in bigotry.
And punishability.
I cannot even begin to tell you how much you being gay or furry moves the needle 0%. I hope I have been abundantly clear that you are valid, okay? I think it exists, at least for me, outside of that specific piece of everything, okay? We may live in a world where Charlie got kirked, but it doesn't mean you have to carry the flame. So true, so true.
He says, dude, Jillian is going to kill Ding Dong or something. He's going to lose his mind and do something insane. Daily Hummer Guy quotes the post by saying, I don't know if I'm the first person to say this, but I really don't like the idea of you.
Yeah, being a gay furry was an issue for people in the 2010s. Nobody cares anymore. Yeah. Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I've met really cool furries too. Like I've met really like I would be remiss to say that like everybody is like the stereotype that the internet paints them out to be. As I've grown older and met so many different people from different walks of life, it would be ridiculous of me to say otherwise. Of course I've met the stereotypes, those exist too, but like, you know, you gotta be like fucking an idiot normie to think that, you know.
All turning Ding Dong and Julian into lolcows. And as he replies, facts. They're clearly not doing okay mentally, and something that tells me intellectual vigor may not be posting.
This is Ding Dong. Is this fucking? It looks like Doug Walker. Why does this look like Doug Walker? Bro, my fucking monitor keeps going full screen.
In good faith. Zoomer Bread says, as opposed to every other lolcow who has never, ever, ever, never been a mentally ill person. And as he says, never disputed that. My whole point is that they haven't really done anything bad enough to be made into a lolcow, and was just pointing.
It's like, yeah, I mean, I guess, sure. Like, I don't know. What's the barometer for whatever a lolcow is, man? None of these fucking words mean anything. All right. I count all these words in the same kind of context as like jester maxing or goon maxing. Like it's all fucking imaginary, all right?
Now that a lot of people calling them out with these clips are just doing it to be dickheads. And Zoomer says, neither have a lot of other lolcows. From what I've seen, they tend to just be mentally ill people that then get manipulated into doing awful things. Friendly Yellow replies to the original quote tweet by saying, to be completely fair with you, they are doing this to themselves right now. Wonderbar tweets out, people will go out of their way to spew absolute bullshit if it means they can make Ding Dong and Julian look worse. When this situation was never black and white. I don't even think OP understood what Julian was talking about in his Tumblr post, when it is not that hard to understand. We have this post here by Vin Love, who posted this art and the caption, oh no, becoming a beloved and iconic character beloved by millions, inspiring future generations of creatives to express their vision. How awful. There are hundreds of millions.
I like to classify all of these words as WAVE, which is White American Vernacular English. Like we have AAVE, but I'd like to introduce WAVE to the dictionary, okay? So this is all WAVE.
Millions of people who would happily trade their life.
Excuse me? Okay, so there's like an entire meme associated around that furry who's crying, and apparently it's called like the Peace Wolf drama / Cuckies from Know Your Meme. I'm not even we're just gonna ignore that. So we're just gonna keep going.
For the chance to have a lovable plushie.
Please retract that introduction. I think it makes sense. I think we need to introduce it. If you give it a name, you give it power.
of them. And Gray replies, Oney Plays fans were sympathetic about Ding and Julian during the GG thing, until it involved also Oney Plays. And Wonderbar says, so true. Not to say that every single claim made by them
Diesel, you have to read it, please. I'll add it to the list of things I need to do.
are 100% factual, but I really don't think they're as crazy as most people would want you
It's literally the cucking of a furry church. Don't fall down that rabbit hole right now. Got it.
to believe. Anime Serbia tweets out, Oney Plays fans are among some of the most dangerous people in America. And Foff replies, a bunch of Oney Plays fans dragged my grandma out into a van and shot her for wearing in the top of the fourth wall shirt. Austin says, I was radicalized by the Sims that guy with the glasses playthrough. Been in therapy ever since. Yeah, Yeet says, Best of Zack Volumes 1 and 2 are the most widely disseminated pieces of propaganda in history.
These are exactly the kind of jokes that they were going to elicit, right? It really is funny because Ding Dong and Julian ended up doing this themselves. They are like, we have all of these fears and grievances about our time in Oney's Plays. And then, you know, this could have been a really good, productive conversation to have with, like, a therapist. But then instead they're like, let's talk about it on the internet. You know, so yeah, in some respects it is their fault. And then in another, it's like, well, they're clearly mentally ill. They probably need help. I mean, I can admit, like, the reaction is, like, ridiculous and outrageous and be smart enough to be like, I hope they get help. Sounds like they really should. You know, like, they don't need to be like this. And they don't even need to like those people they used to be friends with. But they could pack away whatever baggage they had from an unhealthy friendship and move on to a better future for themselves, right? Like, you don't need to, like, make it drama or talk about it, but you could get better, not for the internet, but for yourself. If it is reinforcing bad mental, like a bad mental state for you, you know? So, but you got to be able and be willing to move on, right? So there's a lot of it. There's a lot of things there. I can recognize and sympathize with their position, but also admit that their position is ridiculous. And then also go, it is kind of funny to say that you're going to be assassinated for being a gay furry who used to be friends with fucking Tomar. Okay, like I can say those things. They can all exist. None of these things are mutually exclusive. That's crazy. I just saw the cookies panel. What? That's definitely one for another day for sure.
And On Brand says, that's the modern day Nazi anthem. Benzo tweets out this picture in the caption. Co-hosts have been gay, black, Latinx, trans, Jewish, furry, Zach, etc. Still gets called a hateful alt-right.
I like how Zach is a special.
Chudderino. This is the last I'll speak about Ding Dong because at this point it's just punching down on someone who's very clearly having a years-long mental episode. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives, Kiko, Salsaud.
Damn, that's crazy. Oh my god, bro. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. It is. I feel like I've heard about the Ding Dong stuff happening before this, so I feel like there's been like moments where this drama has reared its ugly head. I don't know if that's true or I'm misremembering something separate, but I feel like I've been here before. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this has happened before. Everything is that. The Game Grumps thing? Oh, yeah, it's the Game Grumps thing. Yeah, it's been brewing for years. Yeah. That seems about right. Was the falling out with Oney Plays and Game Grumps? Probably. Makes sense. Makes logic. Anyway, I am going to head out for the evening. What a beautiful stream. If you're new, make sure to subscribe on your way out. There's going to be more streams, more slop, more stuff. If you like having a good time and talking about weird glupshido shit, whatever, this is the place to be, I guess. Not really, but yeah. Anyway, I am going to go get some fucking work done. So bye, guys. Have a good evening.